Hey guys, Iron Spider-Man coming at you. I thought I'd show you guys today my graded comic book collection. It's mostly CGC with a few CBCS in there. I do not have any PGX comics, so let's dive right in. To start, I got Amazing Spider-Man 96, 9.0. As you can see here, the drug story was not approved by the Comics Code. And the Comics Code, like approved by the Comics Code, a little icon thing, isn't on this book at all. Because it involved drugs, see Harry Osborn there, using drugs and being negatively affected. Well, the Comics Code did not want drugs in comics at all, even being viewed in a negative light. So Stan Lee was like, hey, what the heck? How are you really going to stop me? And he printed the story anyway, so a little history there for you. Amazing Spider-Man 239, the first Hobgoblin Spider-Man fight. Beautiful looking book. Amazing Spider-Man 297. I don't believe there's anything significant with this book other than it's one of the last few issues where Spider-Man has the black costume and there's a Doc Ock appearance. Amazing Spider-Man 299. First Venom cameo. I really consider this the first appearance of Venom because, yes, Amazing Spider-Man 300 is the first full appearance, but this was in this comic on the last page or pages was when Venom came in, so that's really his first appearance, even though it was just a small bit. Amazing Spider-Man 301. This is like a homage to Amazing Spider-Man 300. It's just, this one's the red and blue suit, obviously. Amazing Spider-Man 344. First Cletus Cassidy and first full appearance of Cardiac. I got this a while ago. I'm pretty happy I did. I paid like $30 or something for it. And this book has really jumped up in the last year or a couple months. I mean, not much, but like a 9.8 goes for about 100 some. I got this for 30, so I'm really happy. Amazing Spider-Man 441. This is the last issue in the first volume of Spider-Man comics, and then it was relaunched. Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, 9.2. This is from CBCS. This is not CGC. This is the first title in the Ultimate Universe, and I didn't really like Ultimate Spider-Man at first, but then I reread it, and I sort of warmed up to it. It's more... Brian Michael Bendis does a great job. It's more realistic. Not like Spider-Man, like the conversations between people and just how people act is just so much more realistic and just relatable. And that's why I really wanted number 1. Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, number 36. This is the 9/11 tribute. It's all black, except for the back though. This is really hard to get in high grade. So, at the last Comic-Con I went to, it was like $90 or something. So I thought, you know what, can't pass that up. Civil War number 1, 9.8. This cost me a pretty penny. I don't think I've spent so much on one book for like just the graded, no signature or anything, like just the graded book. Ultimate Fallout number 4. First Miles Morales. It's also signed by Mark Bagley. Now, the seller I bought this from, he put this up, and I got this for about, I think, $40. About a week later, he put up a 9.4. Still signed by Mark Bagley, same comic. Even the same date it was signed on. I paid a little more for this, but I don't mind. And to my understanding, Mark Bagley did not do any of the cover art. It was that woman right there, Pacelli. But he did the cover, which I thought was interesting, so And Mark Bagley's one of my favorite artists, so couldn't really pass it up. Amazing Spider-Man 651. This is the Tron variant cover. I just thought this was so cool looking. I've never even seen the Tron movies, but this is one of my favorite covers. Just the suit, the lights, and just the colors just looks beautiful. And this is sort of expensive, not really though. I mean, I got it under $100, so can't complain. Amazing Spider-Man 700, 9.8, The Death of Peter Parker, or death, quote unquote. This was also signed by Stan Lee. You can see right there. If I had to grab a bunch of my stuff, like, House Fire or something, if I had to grab one comic and run, it would be this book. Because Doc Ock is one of my favorite villains. In Death of Peter Parker, it's signed by Stan Lee. And this variant cover is a homage to Amazing Spider-Man 300, which is the first Venom, who is my all-time favorite villain. So, just so many little things about it that just make me love it. Couldn't ask for a better piece in my collection. I also have another Amazing 700, 9.4, same cover. I got this for like $20. It was a bidding, no one outbid me, and it was before the Stan Lee signed copy, so. And then I have a third copy, same cover, 9.6, except as you can see there, this is signed by Dan Slott, but it got a green label because CGC wasn't there viewing the signature. It was at Midtown Comics, and someone got the slip and sent it in with the comic, and that's why it's green. Avenging Spider-Man 15.1. I call this Superior Spider-Man issue 0 because it's right after 700, Amazing 700, and it basically shows Peter, well, Doc Ock in Peter's body, going to work, being Spider-Man, getting the new costume, and it's just a peek inside Doc Ock's mind and what he's thinking at the moment. I thought it was really cool. Amazing Spider-Man #1 from Volume 3. This came out in April 2014. This is the GameStop variant. This was, I believe, limited to about 3,000 copies. And I really like this cover because of all the Amazing Spider-Man 1 covers, this makes the most sense to me because it's Peter not really come back from the dead, but getting his body back and just becoming Spider-Man again. And just emerging from, Doc Ock's, I guess, ruins, kind of. So, 9.4, really nice book. Really happy to have that. Edge of Spider-Verse #2. As you can see there, the first appearance of Gwen Stacy as Spider-Woman, or Spider-Gwen. As I mentioned in my first video, I didn't like this book too much. I read it, I thought it was okay, but I never thought it deserved 5 printings and a whole new Spider-Gwen series. I never thought it was that good. But apparently everyone else did, so. And, as soon as this started going up on eBay for $100, $200, no one really paid attention to CBCS at that time, so I snatched one up for pretty cheap. Really happy. I honestly trust CBCS more because they were members of CGC, like they worked for CGC, and decided to split off for some reason and create their own company. And they already have CGC, experience and knowledge on how to grade the books. And I don't know why they left, but maybe they had a fallout or something, but I trust CBCS more. Then my last comic, Iron Man 163 9.0. This is the first appearance of Obadiah Stane, but it doesn't say that there on the label because I actually called them up about this, and they said that since Obadiah Stane wasn't a big character when this was graded, so I'm guessing this was graded before the Iron Man movie, they didn't include it because he wasn't really a major character, which I don't agree with because, he becomes Ironmonger, one of his great villains, they should have that on there, period. But if I wanted that on there, they said I could send it in and ask for them to like relabel it, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that. So yeah, guys, that's my CGC collection. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comments are welcome. You know, give me feedback if you like this or not, and I'll see you next time.